All right.
Speak up.
I attended an RTI in service for 2 days with the Mitchell School District. And they're on a problem-solving model, which is different. There's 2 different models. And it was a very long, intense in-service for me because I was new to the concept, and this was more like a in-service that was supposed to be like a refresher for everyone else. So the whole time I was on my iPad taking diligent notes, trying to just get the concept into my head. So I made a copy of my notes. You can look at it, pass along, throw it away. But this just kind of lets you see kind of what I was processing as we went along. I didn't make enough copies for everybody because I did it at the school and I didn't want to waste paper, so you guys can just share. All right. There's another one here.
Okay, thank you.
So the way I learn is I have to see the whole first before I can start learning about the parts of any concept. And the one whole concept I learned about the RTI thing is that it is not a special ed teacher, it is the entire institution that has to buy into the concept. And it has to be not only just, well, they have it in here, it's curriculum, it's instruction, it's the teachers, it's the leadership, it's everybody, it's the whole team. You have to develop a team. And so I went away feeling like I can't do this by myself. It has to be trained through the whole entire districts. And so that was a little overwhelming because 2 of the 3 districts I don't think have even started with that process. That was my feeling on it. So yeah, it was a lot to take in. There is a whole bunch of stuff on the internet, and I put this site on here for you to go to if you want to look into it. It's through the Oregon Education, our Oregon Education site, and they're the ones that are training everybody, and they have grants, and a district can apply for the grant and be trained, and that's what Mitchell has done, and they've included me in this training. And so I'm not sure how in-depth I need to get, but I have some copies over there of some of the overhead presentation that they gave me, as well as I think what would be the most beneficial for all of you is the Ontario School District, I guess, has been doing this for a long time and is very effective, and they have 2 sample special ed evaluations that are written up, and I have a copy of that. And for me, being special ed, that was like, oh yes, that's awesome to see how it should be written up for RTI. And it's very long, like 10 pages long, which is very scary, but that way you can kind of see what it looks like to do a report, RTI report. And so over there is copies of that, as well as just some of the handouts that they gave me. And they have acronyms that help you to learn. And I put up here, you can look at it too, just a couple things that I was copying, learning how to use this haiku last night from the site. But if you go down and see where it says Oregon RTI, if you click on that, that will take you to the actual spot on the internet where all the information, up there, links for resources. Yeah, right there. That will take you to the site where all kinds of information is from. It also tells you where you can go get training as well. And you can also see the handbooks and see different districts that have done it. And the thing that was confusing for me on this site is you have to click over, it's different on the iPad, I think. This is a deceptive site because if you look at it, you can see a whole bunch within. If you click somewhere up here, oh, I'm not used to that. Go up a little, scroll up a little bit. Show you. Yeah, okay, it's like that. On my iPad it looked different. But over there you can see all the different pieces of information that you can find and look at and learn from. So, I don't know how much information I should get into.
Why don't you just ask if they have any questions for
Any
now?
questions? No? Okay.
That was awfully short for
being so involved.
Well, I could start teaching you, but I got the impression that this wasn't about teaching as much as just kind of giving you an overview
Yeah.
of the in-service.
Exactly.
Because it was 2 days, and they covered a lot. I mean, they started with philosophy and why we should do RTI, some of which I bought into, some of which I didn't like the way they presented it, and that's a whole nother discussion. And then they went into the pieces, and there's a lot of pieces of it. But the biggest part was that I liked, I guess, was the fact that you need to make sure you're using the proper curriculum for the RTI piece. You can't just throw in any curriculum and say we've done it. And you have to have it, that's part of the intervention piece. And you have to have the data and the proof and that you've done it long enough with the right instructional strategies. There was a word they used, fidelity. You have to have fidelity. And I like that piece. It's holding the teachers accountable, whereas before it was just special ed. And that's the part I buy into. But yes, it's a team approach, and that we need to have the curriculum and the environment and the teachers and the instruction all looked at first.
Leo Baptiste, our special ed director at the high school last year, did a really good, what would you call it, Kayla? He did a kind of for a team, the forms packet for the team,
Yeah.
to be able to, once we've started the RTI process or gone through it, then the team would meet like it would be maybe myself and a teacher,
Mhm.
and then maybe it involves Kaylee too, and we would meet and go through. And then there's a parent form.
Mhm.
It's a really good packet.
There's
that he's done.
there's a whole bunch right here that I saw from different districts, a whole handbook, all kinds of forms to be used. Like I said, it felt a little overwhelming because it wasn't just one form. Like, you hear about a kid, you give the referral form to the teacher, and then you have a meeting and then evaluate. It's not at all that kind of, it's a longer process. It's a lot more data and a lot more fidelity involved.
And accountability.
Accountability. And
So after you look at her handouts, if you find that you really want to know more, you want to go in depth with this, we can add this to the list of PDs before the end of the year. But take a look and see if this is self-explanatory or yes, we're doing it. Look at the resources she's brought for you, and then we'll decide if we need a further PD on this. Okay? Let's give her a hand.